Hello, my name is Janet Chen, Administrative Assistant at Inovati. I'll be narrating the presentation today for Dr. Ralph Taphorn, Vice President of Technology. Our presentation today will focus on Inovati's kinetic metallization technology that has enabled NAVAIR at the Fleet Readiness Center Southwest to repair F-18 aircraft components for the past 7 years. Transition of the original Phase 2 work under topic N07-122 was successfully accomplished through several Phase 2 projects and has culminated in Phase 3 procurements of multiple kinetic metallization systems which have been installed at the NAVAIR Maintenance Depot, NAVC Carderock, and the Air Force Technical Training Center. The current Phase 2.5 project is funded by the Air Force and NAVAIR to develop repairs for F-16 wheels and A-10 nose landing gear pistons using the kinetic metallization technology. It is expected that the transition of this technology into the Air Force logistics complex will enable the same successful return on investment for repair of aircraft components that the Navy has achieved for nearly a decade. Inovati's technical expertise is research and development of materials and the kinetic metallization technology. The founders, who have educational backgrounds in materials and physics, have maintained a staff of materials and mechanical engineers to build a core competency focused on a solid-state deposition process and systems engineering. Through multiple SBIR STTR awards, Inovati has been a leader in the field of solid-state coatings and released the KM High Dynamic Range System as part of the joint Phase 2.5 project funded by the Air Force and NAVAIR. Inovati's manufacturing and R&D facilities are located in Santa Barbara, California, which has allowed us to commercialize the KM technology on a global basis starting in 2006, with transition of the technology to Navy in 2015 and to the Air Force in 2020. The Navy challenge and interest starting in 2004 was to find new technology for repairing F-18 aircraft components to improve mission readiness and to reduce maintenance costs. Inovati responded to a NAVAIR SBIR solicitation and was awarded a Phase 1 and 2 project under topic N04-023 to develop an alternative to brushed cadmium repair of aluminum ion vapor deposition coatings using our kinetic metallization technology. A corrosion-resistant aluminum-based coating was used as the feedstock for this application and is trademarked as Altrans. Subsequent to this successful SBR project, NAVAIR funded a new project under topic N07-122 to develop repairs for magnesium, aluminum, and high-strength steel aircraft components. Inovati responded to this need with development of repairs that transitioned to the Navy via a Phase 2.5 award. A prototype kinetic metallization system was installed at the NAVAIR depot, and a subsequent Phase 3 contract was awarded to deliver our KM coating production system to the Navy in San Diego, California, to begin repairing various F-18 components starting in 2015. These components included additive repair of AMAD gearbox housings, brake carriers, and radar rack panels. Other repair applications included deposition of wear-resistant tungsten carbide cobalt coatings onto rotating gear shafts used in the AMAD. The current Phase 2.5 SBIR project is a joint Air Force and NAVAIR-funded project that was awarded to Inovati after the successful completion of a second NAVAIR Phase 2.5 SBR project to develop and qualify the repair of F-18 wheels to provide mission readiness and to reduce maintenance costs. The object of this current project is to extend the kinetic metallization capabilities to the Air Force logistic complex for repair of F-16 wheels and 300M steel pistons for the A-10 nose landing gear. The operational use of the kinetic metallization technology for the Air Force and Navy as a result of the current Phase 2.5 SBIR effort is expected to improve maintenance capabilities for repairing F-16 wheels and A-10 nose landing gear pistons. In general, the KM repair technology has enabled non-structural dimensional restoration repairs of various components on the NAVAIR F-18 aircraft. We expect to expand and transition this capability to Air Force for repair of F-16 and A-10 aircraft components via the current Phase 2.5 SBIR project. A KM-HDR system has been delivered and installed at the Advanced Technology Training Center to enable the Air Force to develop and qualify their own future repairs, which will improve the mission readiness of the Air Force aircraft assets and reduce their maintenance costs. Inovati's kinetic metallization process and equipment has matured and improved over the past 20 years since the first prototype system was delivered to the Navy at Carderock back in 2002. This slide shows a photo of the current model KM high dynamic range system installed in a spray enclosure with a KM gun mounted to the arm of a 6-axis robot. The KM HDR system uses Inovati's patented sonic nozzle optimized for maximum particle acceleration at low operating pressures, which produces high-quality coatings without the excessively high acoustic noise levels of competitive cold spray systems. This system also uses the Inovati patented brush sieve powder fluidizing unit that permits uniform feeding of ultrafine and agglomerating powders. The KM HDR has built-in rapid data logging of all spray parameters with statistical analysis, which provides 100% AQL monitoring and reporting of repairs performed with the equipment. The deliverables for the current Phase 2.5 SBIR contract include KM HDR equipment already delivered to the Air Force and completion of a qualification test matrix to ensure that repairs of the F-16 wheels and A-10 nose landing gear pistons will meet the requirements specified by the Air Force. This slide shows the technical milestones achieved under topic N07-122 since completion of the Phase 2 NAVAIR SBI project in 2014 at a TRL level of 6. This project was complemented by the delivery of prototyped KM coding development systems as part of the NAVC Keyport Phase 2 SBIR project and the NAVAIR Phase 2.5 SBIR contracts completed in 2015 at TRL Level 7. The Phase 3 procurement of the KM production coding system in July of 2018 brought the KM repair technology to a TRL level of 8. In 2019, the Navy performed repair of F-18 wheels using their KM coding development system, while Inovati successfully completed qualification roll testing of the repaired wheels at the Air Force Landing Gear Test Facility as part of the Phase 2.5 contract. In 2020, Inovati delivered the first prototype KM high dynamic range system to the Air Force Advanced Technical Training Facility as part of the current Air Force and NAVAIR Phase 2.5 contract. Subsequently, in late 2021, Inovati delivered 2 KM high dynamic range systems to NAVAIR and NAVC Carderock at TRL level of 8, procured under a Phase 3 SBIR contract. Finally, the current Phase 2.5 contract is expected to be completed in November of 2023 with the performance of the coding qualification test matrix and repair of an F-16 wheels, which will be roll tested at the Air Force Landing Gear Test Facility to qualify the repair. The key features and attributes of KM High Dynamic Range System are identified in this slide with comparative advantages over thermal spray systems. Benefits of the key attributes are delineated on a line-by-line basis in the table. The low-pressure operation at less than 130 pounds per square inch is the primary customer benefit, as the KM High Dynamic Range System allows the deposition of high-quality coatings at a very low pressure and at economical gas flow rates that also reduce acoustic noise and renders the operation OSHA compliant. Our newly released Generation 6 KM gun enables operation using liquid nitrogen as a gas source to control the temperature of the Inovati unique mixing chamber prior to nozzle injection. The small footprint for both the fixed and mobile systems permits installation in small rooms, attractive for academic laboratories engaged in the science of additive solid-state consolidation of materials. Inovati has demonstrated successful transition of the kinetic metallization process and equipment for repair of many F-18 aircraft components over the past 7 years. We are expecting that the transition that occurred with the Navarre Depot can be realized for the Air Force Logistic Complex to perform maintenance repair of aircraft components at these depots as well. Inovati is working with stakeholders at Hill Air Force Base to make this transition occur after qualification testing of the technology. Advocates for this transition include the folks at Navarre that have reaped the benefits of repairing F-18 components for nearly a decade. Hill Air Force Base Engineering is advocating for transition and installation of the KM High Dynamic Range equipment at their maintenance depot for future repair of F-16 wheels and A-10 nose landing gear pistons, which will strengthen the prospects of marketing the KM process and equipment to maintenance depots at Tinker and Warner Robins Air Force bases. Although the market for Inovati's KM process and equipment has been primarily focused on military markets, we continue to pursue opportunities in the commercial markets listed on this slide. Interest in the space industry for specialized wear and corrosion-resistant coating of spacecraft parts has been sought by the commercial space industry. We are planning a more extensive marketing campaign to NASA and its OEM contractors. Inovati has historically produced evaluation coatings for the oil and gas industry. However, transition into this market is slow and highly dependent on geopolitical factors that affect the industry. Methods for in situ protection of internal surfaces of pipeline structures continue to be sought with the prospects that the low-temperature kinetic metallization deposition process with unique KM guns for coating pipeline bores has advantages and benefits over thermal spray methods. Both the electronics and automotive industries are difficult to break into and will require using inexpensive nitrogen gas to make the market feasible for the KM process and equipment. The advent of the KM High Dynamic Range System operating on nitrogen gas will likely provide a new tool for meeting the future market demands for these industries. Based on the proven record at Navarre for successfully transitioning the kinetic metallization process and equipment to perform repairs of F-18 components, Inovati would like the opportunity to explore the needs that the Navarre depots located at fleet readiness centers, both the East and Southeast. We believe we can provide a proven tool to enable coating repairs and additive manufacturing at these depots as well. To expand into the larger Navy market, NAVSEA Carderock procured a KM High Dynamic Range System in 2022 under a Phase 3 SBIR contract that is being used to explore repair opportunities for other Navy weapon systems. As has been discussed throughout the presentation, the immediate focus of this Phase 2.5 SBIR project is to transition the technology and equipment to the Air Force Logistics Complex for maintenance repair at the Hill Air Force Base Depot. This not only requires qualification and acceptance of coatings produced with the KM process and equipment, but will require installation of the KM High Dynamic Range System at the Hill Air Force Base to successfully complete this transition. Inovati is currently working with stakeholders at Hill Air Force Base to fund the transition project to replace hard chrome coating of landing gear bores with an environmentally compliant coating developed by Inovati as part of an Air Force STTR project completed under topic AF15-AT31 in 2021. Inovati's contact information is displayed on this slide. We are located in Santa Barbara, California, and invite interested customers to visit us at any time. We are open to inquiries to demonstrate how our kinetic metallization process and equipment can provide solutions for maintenance of aging military assets. You are most welcome, and thank you for your time and interest today.